I remember the quiet evening when everything in my life changed. I had just left work when I realized I forgot my laptop on my desk. I told myself it was fine, that I would grab it quickly and head back home to Maya like always. I trusted her with my whole heart, and the idea of anything being wrong never even crossed my mind. I drove back to the office with the radio low, thinking about the dinner she said she would cook. I even smiled at the thought of her waiting for me. When I walked into the building, Ryan, the night guard, looked surprised. "Back already?" he asked. "Just forgot my laptop," I said. "Give me 5 minutes." "No problem," he replied. "Everyone's gone except the CEO." I laughed lightly. "Daniel never sleeps." Ryan shrugged. "Man lives in that office." I headed to the elevator, tapping my foot as it rose. Everything felt normal. Completely normal. But when I stepped out onto my floor, I heard something strange. The soft laugh. A woman's laugh. I frowned because no one else should have been there. I followed the sound slowly, confused but calm. Then I heard a whisper. "Daniel, stop, someone might come in." My heart stopped. I knew that voice better than my own. "Maya?" I mouthed silently. I walked closer, step by step, my hands shaking even though I didn't understand why. The door to the CEO's private office was closed, but the muffled sounds coming through it told me everything. I reached for the handle, but my hand froze halfway. I didn't know if I wanted to open it or run away. Instead, I pulled out my phone. The building security app was already installed because of my job. My finger hovered over the camera feed for Daniel's office. I hesitated, breathing hard. Then I pressed it. The screen loaded in 2 seconds that felt like 2 years. And there they were. Maya's hands were around his neck. His hands were on her waist. Their mouths were inches apart. They were laughing, holding each other. Like lovers, like strangers to the world. I felt something inside me rip open. "No," I whispered, but the video kept playing. Maya said softly, "Lock the door. I don't want Ethan finding out." My stomach twisted so hard I nearly dropped my phone. I stepped back, hitting the wall behind me. My breath came out in short bursts, and I didn't know if I should scream or fall or disappear entirely. I heard Daniel say, "Relax. The cameras don't reach inside." Maya laughed. "Good. He trusts me too much anyway." I covered my mouth with my hand. The betrayal hit me so sharply it made my eyes burn. I could not listen anymore. I turned the phone off and forced myself to walk away. My legs felt like they were carrying someone else. As I reached the corner, Ryan called out again. "All good?" I swallowed hard. "Yeah," I said weakly. "Laptop's not here. Must have taken it home." "You okay, man?" he asked, tilting his head. "I'm fine," I lied. "Just tired." He nodded, not convinced, but he didn't push. I walked past him, through the lobby, and into the cold air outside. The night felt heavier than usual, pressing against my chest. Inside my car, the silence was painful. My hands trembled on the steering wheel. I kept seeing the video replay behind my eyes. Maya's smile. Daniel's hands. Their laughter. The ease of it. The comfort. The intimacy that should have belonged to me. I whispered, "Why?" But there was no answer. My phone buzzed. A message from Maya. "On my way home. Love you." I stared at the screen until the words blurred. Then I put the phone face down and rested my head on the steering wheel. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I felt too numb, too shocked, too hollow. It was like my mind had shut down to protect itself. After a long moment, I turned on the engine and drove away from the building. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't stay there. I couldn't listen to her voice. I couldn't hear her lies. I couldn't face the truth that had shattered everything I believed about my marriage. As I drove into the night, one thought repeated over and over in my mind. My life would never be the same again. I kept driving with no destination, letting the empty roads calm my shaking hands. The silence felt safer than home. I tried to understand what I had seen, but nothing made sense. All I knew was that the person I was before tonight no longer existed. The truth had cracked something deep inside me beyond repair. Completely. When Maya walked into the house that night, she acted like the world was the same as always. She set her keys on the table, smiled at me and said, "Hey, did you eat yet?" I forced a small smile. "Not yet." She leaned in to kiss me. I let her, even though my stomach twisted the moment her lips touched mine. She pulled back and said, "You look tired." "Just a long day," I replied. She tossed her bag on the couch and stretched. Work was insane. Daniel kept us late again. I swear he doesn't understand people have lives. I stared at her. "Really?" She didn't even blink. "Yeah, what? You don't believe me?" "I'm just asking," I said quietly. She laughed and headed toward the kitchen. Don't be weird. Nothing happened. Same boring work. I watched her open the fridge like she wasn't carrying another man's touch on her hands. She grabbed a container and said, "Want leftovers?" "I'm not hungry," I replied. She frowned. "You sure? You barely ate yesterday." "I'm fine." She came closer. "Ethan, talk to me." I looked away. "There's nothing to talk about." She sighed and said, "You always shut down when you're stressed." "I'm not stressed," I whispered. My phone buzzed. She looked up. "Who's texting you this late?" "Probably Liam," I said. "Tell him I said hi." I stepped into the hallway before she could ask anything else. I answered the call in a low voice. Liam said, "You sound like crap. What's going on?" I swallowed hard. "Liam, I need to tell you something." "What happened?" he asked. I pressed my hand against the wall. "I saw something tonight." His tone shifted immediately. "Okay. What did you see?" I took a shaky breath. "Maya." "What about her?" "She was with someone," I said. "Who?" he asked sharply. I closed my eyes. "Daniel." Liam didn't speak for a moment. Then he said, "Ethan, what do you mean with?" I whispered, "I saw the camera feed." "What exactly did you see?" he asked softly. "Enough," I said. "More than enough." I told him about the laughter, the way she held Daniel, the way she said my name like it meant nothing. Liam cursed under his breath. "Jesus, Ethan," he said. "I'm so sorry." "I don't know what to do," I whispered. "She's in the kitchen right now acting like everything is normal." "You don't have to make any decisions tonight," he said. "Just breathe." "I can't even look at her." "You want me to come over?" "No," I said quickly. "I can't, not right now." "Then I'm staying by my phone," he said. "You're not alone. Understand?" "Yeah," I said softly. "Thanks." When I walked back into the living room, Maya was reheating food. She turned around and said, "Everything okay?" "Yeah. It was just Liam." "He worries too much," she said lightly. I sat down on the couch, trying to keep my hands from shaking. She placed the container on the counter and walked over to sit beside me. "You're still quiet," she said. "Did I do something?" "No," I said. "You sure? You look upset." "I'm fine." She sighed. "You always say that." I didn't respond. I didn't trust my voice. Her phone buzzed. She picked it up without hesitation. A message preview flashed across the screen before she tilted it away from me. "Had a great time tonight," it said. Her body stiffened for a second, then she forced a laugh. "Ugh, work stuff." I stared at her. "Work stuff?" "Yeah," she said quickly. "Stop looking at me like that." "Like what?" I asked softly. "Like you think I'm lying." I kept my eyes on her. "Are you?" She gave a nervous smile. "Ethan, come on. I'm tired. Can we not do this?" I didn't answer. She typed something fast, pretending she wasn't hiding her screen. My chest tightened again with every tap. I stood up. "I'm going to shower." She raised an eyebrow. "Want me to join you?" "Not tonight." She shrugged. "Your loss." I walked toward the hallway, feeling her eyes on my back. My phone vibrated again, another notification from the security app. I swiped it away before the thumbnail appeared. Inside the bathroom, I leaned on the sink and looked at myself in the mirror. My face looked exhausted, older, like something inside me had cracked. There were no tears, only a numbness that spread through my whole body. Behind the door, I heard Maya humming softly, completely unbothered. That was the moment I realized her lies weren't mistakes. They were choices, and she had already made them long before tonight. The next morning, I sat in my car outside the office, staring at the building like it was a battlefield I wasn't ready to enter. My phone felt heavy in my hand as I replayed the saved clip. Every time Maya's voice echoed through the speakers, my chest tightened. But I needed proof, real proof. Not for her. Not even for me. For what came next. I walked inside and headed straight to my desk. I plugged in my phone and whispered to myself, "Let's finish this." My hands trembled as I transferred the files. The footage, the audio, the messages she sent while lying beside me. I gathered everything into a folder labeled Truth. My heart pounded the whole time. I went to HR. Sophia sat behind her desk sipping coffee, her eyes lighting up when she saw me. "Ethan? You're in early. Everything all right?" "I need to talk to you," I said. Her smile faded. "Sit down. What's wrong?" "I have something you need to see," I said, placing my laptop on her desk. She frowned. "This sounds serious." "It is." I opened the folder and clicked the first video. Maya's laughter filled the office. Sophia's eyebrows slowly rose. Then her eyes widened. When Daniel's voice came through the speakers, she covered her mouth. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Ethan, is that?" "Yes," I said quietly. "Your wife?" she asked, stunned. "Yes." "And Daniel?" I nodded. She leaned back in her chair, shocked beyond words. "I can't believe this. I'm so sorry." "I don't need sorry," I said. "I need help." Sophia hesitated. "I don't know if I can help you the way you think. Daniel is untouchable," I finished. "I know." She nodded slowly. "The board protects him. He brings in too much money." I clenched my fist. "So what?" "He gets to do whatever he wants." "No," she said firmly. "I didn't say that. Just, be careful." I played another clip. The one where Maya said, "I don't want Ethan finding out." Sophia winced. "This is horrible." "I've watched it too many times," I said, my voice cracking a little. "Every time hurts more." She closed her eyes for a moment. "What do you want to do?" "I don't know," I admitted. "Revenge? Justice? Maybe I just want the truth to mean something." Sophia tapped her desk lightly. "There's one person who might listen. Oliver." I raised an eyebrow. "Oliver Carter? The board member?" "Yes," she said. "He's hated Daniel for years. Says he abuses his position." "Will he help?" I asked. "He might," she said. "But he's strict. And he won't risk anything without solid proof." "I have solid proof," I said. Sophia nodded. "Then let's go." We walked to the top floor. My heartbeat echoed in my ears with every step. Sophia knocked. A deep voice from inside said, "Come in." Oliver sat behind a large wooden desk. Silver hair, sharp eyes, no smile. He looked at us like we were interrupting something expensive. "Sophia," he said. Ethan, correct?" "Yes, sir," I said. Sophia folded her hands. "Oliver, you need to see something." He raised an eyebrow. "Does this involve Daniel?" "Yes," she said. "I figured," he muttered. I opened my laptop again. My fingers hesitated over the trackpad. I felt something break inside me as I said, "Please just watch." The video played. Oliver leaned forward. His expression didn't change at first. Then his jaw tightened. When the clip ended, he exhaled slowly. "Disgusting," he said. "Absolutely disgusting." Sophia whispered, "I told you." Oliver turned to me. "How long has this been happening?" "I don't know," I said. "I found out last night." "And your wife?" "Still lying," I replied. Oliver shook his head. "Daniel has crossed too many lines. This may be the leverage we need." "We?" I repeated. He nodded. "I've wanted him removed for a long time. But the board needs undeniable evidence. What you brought is powerful." I swallowed. "Sir, I'm not looking for revenge. I just don't want him to hurt anyone else." Oliver studied me carefully. "Your intentions are clearer than most people who walk into this office. That matters." Sophia stepped closer. "So you'll help him?" Oliver nodded. "Yes, but this will be messy and painful. You need to be prepared for fallout." "I'm already drowning," I whispered. "I don't think anything can hurt worse than what I saw." Oliver sighed. "Then let's start building a case." My chest tightened as I heard my own voice say, "Okay," because agreeing to this felt like a point of no return. We scheduled a formal meeting for next week. Sophia walked me out. She touched my shoulder and said, "You're stronger than you think." "No," I said. "I'm just broken." She looked at me softly. "Broken people still fight, Ethan." I nodded, though I didn't feel strong. As I stepped out of HR, the folder on my laptop felt heavier than it should. Proof stronger than love. Proof that hurt more than any lie. Proof I could never unsee. "Ethan, are you okay?" Maya asked as I walked into the kitchen that morning. I kept my eyes on the coffee mug, forcing my voice to stay calm. "I'm fine," I said quietly. She stepped closer. "You're barely talking these days. Is something going on at work?" "Just a lot on my plate," I replied, giving her a small, empty smile. Inside, everything twisted. I knew she was lying. I knew what she'd done. And yet I had to pretend none of it existed. When I left for the office, I didn't kiss her back. She paused, confused, but didn't push it. That alone told me she feared something. At work, Sophia called me into her office. "Are you ready for today?" she asked. "As ready as I can be," I answered. She lowered her voice. Daniel is already restless. He knows something feels off. I won't speak to him more than necessary, I said. The trap works better if he thinks I'm clueless. Sophia nodded. Oliver will handle the board documents. You just keep steady. I took a slow breath. Right. Just then my phone buzzed. Daniel. I stared at the screen before answering. Mr. Reed. Ethan, step into my office, he said. His tone was polite, but I could hear the threat underneath. When I entered, he flashed a fake smile. I wanted to check on you. You seem distracted lately. I'm doing my job, I replied. I hope so, he said, because dedication matters here. And loyalty. His eyes narrowed. You get what I'm saying? I do, I said, holding his stare. He leaned forward. Good. Let me know if something ever bothers you. I wouldn't want misunderstandings. Of course, I said before walking out. Outside his office, my hands shook, but I forced myself to stay calm. The plan wasn't ready yet. Any slip could ruin everything. Later, Ava knocked on my door. Ethan? Sophia said I should talk to you. I nodded. Come in. She stepped inside nervously. I heard about the report. I want to help. You don't have to, I told her. I do, she said firmly. Daniel thinks he can do absolutely whatever he wants. If you're standing up to him, I'm with you. I swallowed hard. Thank you. But until the board receives the file, we keep everything quiet. I understand, she said. When she left, I leaned back and closed my eyes. Every moment of this felt heavy. Every lie Maya told, every smirk Daniel gave, every step of the trap, I felt all of it pressing on my chest. That evening when I got home, Maya rushed to me. Hey, can we talk? She asked. About what? I said flatly. You've been cold all week, she said. Did I do something? Tell me. It's work, I replied. You're lying, she snapped. Then she softened. Ethan, please. I'm your wife. I swallowed the anger burning in my throat. I'm tired. Let it go. She grabbed my arm. Are you seeing someone else? Is that why you're distant? No, I said firmly. I'm not. She exhaled, relieved, but her eyes stayed filled with fear. I just want us to be okay. We're fine, I said, though we were anything but. Later that night, Daniel texted her again. She didn't know I could see it. Miss you, he wrote. She typed back quickly. Can't talk now. He's home. I stared at the screen, my jaw tight. The trap was almost ready, and still she kept lying. The next morning, Oliver pulled me aside before the board meeting. The documents are sent, he whispered. Today will be interesting. What do you think will happen? I asked. That depends on how bold Daniel tries to be, Oliver replied. But you're not alone in this. Thank you, I said. He patted my shoulder. Stand steady. As the meeting room filled, Daniel walked in with his usual confidence, unaware that the ground beneath him was already cracking. I sat quietly, saying nothing, thinking nothing but one truth. I didn't need to expose him with my words. The trap was already set carefully. And when it closed, every lie, his and Maya's, would finally collide with the truth. I arrived at the boardroom earlier than anyone else, my stomach heavy, my hands trembling despite the calm mask I forced onto my face. The folder with all the evidence rested on the table in front of me, every clip, message and audio file ready to shatter Daniel's world. And Maya's. My chest felt like it would split in two, but I told myself I had to see this through. Oliver was already seated, his expression sharp. You ready? He asked quietly. As ready as I'll ever be, I said, swallowing the lump in my throat. Sophia placed a reassuring hand on my shoulder. Ethan, remember, the truth speaks louder than anything. I nodded, staring down at the folder. I just hope I can hold myself together. The doors opened. Daniel walked in, the usual arrogance on his face, completely unaware. He nodded to me. Ethan, good to see you here. You look tense. I'm focused, I said calmly. Good, he replied with a smirk. Then he turned to the board. Shall we begin? Maya entered behind him, smiling faintly. I could see the nervous edge in her movements, though she didn't know why. She had been invited to support Daniel, not expecting the trap waiting for her. My chest tightened. Every heartbeat echoed in my ears as I prepared to watch everything collapse. Oliver spoke first. Before we discuss the usual reports, we have an urgent matter to address. He glanced at me. Ethan has evidence that must be reviewed. Daniel laughed lightly. Evidence? About what? He looked at me, trying to read my expression. I pressed play on the laptop. The video appeared on the projector, filling the room with the sound of Maya laughing, her voice intertwined with Daniel's. I felt the air leave my lungs as I watched the familiar movements, the touches, the whispers, the betrayal I had tried to pretend I could ignore. The board members murmured, shocked. Daniel's face went pale. What is this?" he stammered. "Ethan, this is not." I didn't speak. I didn't need to. The evidence screamed louder than any words I could say. Maya froze, her eyes widening in horror. No, this can't. "You invited me here?" I whispered to myself. "And you didn't think I'd have proof?" The murmurs grew louder. One board member asked, "Mr. Reed, is this true?" Daniel stammered. It's not what it looks like." "Not what it looks like?" Oliver's voice cut through sharply. "You've been exploiting your position and this evidence is undeniable. Explain." Daniel tried to shift blame. Maya's face went white. "Daniel, no. I didn't, please don't." Her voice broke as she realized every lie she had woven had unraveled in front of everyone. Sophia stood and presented the additional evidence. Messages, audio recordings, timestamps. Each piece was another brick in the wall of truth. Daniel's arrogance melted away. He tried to argue, tried to deny, tried to shift the blame onto Maya, but the board members were unrelenting. Their shocked expressions and the evidence spoke louder than any excuse he could muster. Finally, one member said, "We have no choice. Daniel Reed is suspended effective immediately, pending a full investigation." Maya's knees buckled. She fell to the floor, her hands covering her face. "Ethan, please believe me, it meant nothing, it was a mistake. I swear." I didn't move. I didn't speak. I only watched. Every word she cried out only confirmed what I already knew. My silence was louder than anything I could have said. The room seemed to shrink, and all I could hear was the rapid beat of my own heart. Daniel looked at me, desperate, pleading, his voice cracking. "Ethan, please don't." I held his gaze. Not a word escaped me. Not one. The board members whispered among themselves, shocked at the audacity, the betrayal, the complete exposure. Oliver took the lead in questioning, his tone sharp, precise, and unwavering. Sophia laid out the evidence methodically. Every detail confirmed what the video had already made impossible to deny. Maya sobbed quietly, curling into herself, begging silently for forgiveness, for understanding, for me to say something. But I stayed still. I let the truth speak. I let the evidence speak. I let the silence between us carry the weight of every lie, every betrayal, every broken promise. Finally, Daniel was escorted out of the room, defeated, humiliated, powerless. Maya remained on the floor, shaking, her cries filling the tense room. I took a slow breath, my chest aching, my hands still trembling. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I felt nothing. Not anger. Not vengeance. Only the quiet satisfaction that the truth had been revealed. The lies had collapsed, and the reality I had known, though painful, now had clarity. I didn't speak. I didn't comfort her. I didn't need to. The meeting was over, the judgment delivered. Everything had changed. And all I could do was sit there, letting the silence carry the finality that no words could capture. I stepped outside after the meeting, my legs heavy, my chest tight. The wind slapped against my face, but it didn't matter. I needed air, distance, space from the chaos inside. "Ethan." Maya's voice screamed behind me. I froze. She ran toward me, her hair messy, eyes red, tears streaking her face. "Please? I'm so sorry. Ethan, I turned slowly, keeping my expression neutral. "Maya." She collapsed in front of me, grabbing my shirt, shaking. "I didn't mean it. I swear. I thought it would make life easier." I stepped back slightly, letting her hands fall. "Life easier?" I asked calmly. She sobbed, desperate. "Yes, with Daniel. He's powerful, influential. I thought I'd be important, special. I was bored with our life, Ethan. I didn't think you'd ever see." I kept my voice quiet, steady. "And that made it okay?" "No. I made a mistake." Her words tumbled out, chaotic. "I never wanted to hurt you. You wanted more than honesty," I said softly. "You wanted excitement, power, attention. And you destroyed everything to get it." Her grip faltered. "Ethan, please. I can't lose you. I love you." I shook my head. "Love isn't this. Love isn't betrayal, lies, and secret touches. Love isn't thinking only of yourself." She fell to her knees, clutching the ground, screaming into her hands. Please, Ethan, forgive me. I'll do anything." I took a slow breath, feeling the finality of the truth settle over me. I'm done, Maya. I can't, will not, trust you again. Her sobs grew louder. But I regret it. I swear. Regret doesn't undo the damage, I said calmly. It doesn't erase the lies. It doesn't fix the trust you broke. Her head dropped into her hands. I thought it would never come out. I thought Daniel would protect me. I never imagined. You never imagined the consequences? I asked. My voice was quiet but sharp. The consequences hit you now, and I'm no longer part of your calculations. She whimpered, collapsing fully, shaking, defeated. I turned away, letting the silence stretch between us. Her cries filled the air, but I didn't look back. I had nothing left to give her. A car pulled up slowly. Liam stepped out, his expression concerned. Ethan, are you okay? I nodded. I need to get my things. He came over silently. I'll help. We went back inside, moving quickly but quietly. The house felt heavy with the weight of betrayal. Every corner held memory, every room a reminder of what she had done. Liam helped me pack. Clothes, my laptop, documents, personal items. We didn't speak much. There was nothing to say. Words felt small, meaningless. Meanwhile, I heard faint voices from the office. Ava had come forward, along with others Daniel had harassed. Their statements piled up. Daniel's name had begun to crumble even further. The board had no choice but to start an immediate investigation, widening the damage. I packed the last of my things and zipped my bag. Liam looked at me. You're free, man? Really free. I feel heavy, I admitted, but also free. Good, he said softly. You deserve peace. I paused at the door, glancing back. Maya remained on the floor, sobbing, broken, defeated. Her regrets, her apologies, her desperate pleas, they meant nothing now. She had chosen this path and now she faced it alone. I closed the door gently, stepping into the car. Liam slid in beside me. Where to? He asked. Anywhere but here, I said. The engine started and I let the house disappear behind me. Every mile away felt like a weight lifting. Every breath outside felt like a step toward healing. The pain remained deep, cutting, raw, but it was my pain now, my choice how to carry it. I looked out the window as the city blurred past. The betrayal, the lies, the collapse of everything I had trusted, it was still there. But so was me. Still standing, still moving forward. I didn't speak. I didn't look back. I didn't feel forgiveness or revenge. Only the slow, steady relief of leaving the broken pieces behind. The past belonged to them. The future belonged to me. Weeks passed, and the city outside my apartment seemed quieter than ever. I still woke to the ache of betrayal, but the edge had softened. The apartment was mine alone now. Silence wrapped around me like a blanket, sometimes suffocating, sometimes comforting. Sophia called one morning. Ethan, want to meet for coffee? I hesitated, then said, sure. I could use it. At the cafe, she smiled warmly. You're holding up better than I expected. I have to, I said. I don't have a choice. You've been through hell, she said softly. It's okay to feel broken. But I see strength too. I shrugged. Maybe strength is just surviving without losing myself. She nodded. That's exactly what it is. And don't forget, you're not alone. I'm here whenever you need advice, or just someone to listen. We talked honestly about work, the chaos Daniel caused, the slow rebuilding. Seeing you handle this, Sophia said, I'm proud of you. More than proud. I appreciate that, I admitted. It helps talking to someone who understands. Daniel's downfall continued quietly in the background. More victims came forward. Complaints, statements, HR files, everything stacked against him. By now, the board had officially terminated him. His empire was collapsing, his arrogance unable to shield him from truth. Maya tried contacting me repeatedly. Calls, texts, even emails pleading for forgiveness. Ethan, please, one text read. I made a mistake. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm sorry. I stared at it and deleted it without replying. Another came hours later. Please just hear me out. I can't live like this without you. I didn't respond. Not once. Her words, her regret, her desperation, they no longer had power over me. One afternoon, Liam knocked on my door. You ready for this? For what? I asked cautiously. Grace. Therapist. She can help you process everything. Trauma, betrayal, the whole mess, he said. I sighed. I don't know if I need it. You need someone neutral, Liam insisted. Someone who won't judge, won't get caught up in anger. Trust me. I relented. A week later, I sat in Grace's office. She was calm, soft-spoken, her presence steady. "Ethan, welcome," she said. "I hear you've been through a lot." "That's an understatement," I muttered, voice tight. "Start wherever you want," she encouraged. "I'm listening." I took a deep breath. I trusted someone I loved completely, and they destroyed that trust. I don't know how to even feel normal again. Grace nodded. "That makes sense. Trauma changes us, especially when it comes from people closest to us. But acknowledging it is the first step." Over the weeks, our sessions became routine. I unpacked anger, betrayal, sorrow, and even relief. Grace helped me see the difference between dwelling and processing. "You're not weak for feeling hurt," she said. "You're strong for facing it." I started noticing changes. Mornings didn't feel like battles anymore. I slept better. My focus at work sharpened. I smiled again, small but genuine, during lunch with colleagues. Sophia checked in regularly. "You look lighter," she said one day. "Feels like I am," I admitted. Therapy is helping more than I expected. Grace encouraged me to set boundaries to reclaim my life. "It's okay to protect yourself from people who caused harm," she said. I found myself agreeing, silently repeating it like a mantra. Protect myself. Move forward. Rebuild. Maya's attempts faded slowly, but I didn't respond. She had made her choices and I had made mine. The freedom from her manipulations felt heavy at first, then liberating. By the end of the month, I felt like myself again, or a better version of myself. Stronger, wiser, less naive. I still carried the scars, but they didn't weigh me down anymore. Sitting at my desk one evening, I glanced at the city lights outside. Liam had been right. Therapy helped. Friends helped. My own determination helped. And for the first time in months, I felt the possibility of peace. The past was behind me. The future was mine to shape. I didn't know what it would hold, but for the first time, I wasn't afraid to find out. The day arrived sooner than I expected. I sat in my new lawyer's office, hands clasped tightly, staring at the folder in front of me. Divorce papers. Final. Irrevocable. Maya was on her way. My stomach twisted, not with anger, not with hope, but with something I hadn't felt in months. Closure. The door opened and she stepped in. I barely recognized her. Her hair hung limp, makeup smudged, eyes dull and haunted. The confident, charming woman I had married was gone, replaced by someone fragile, crumbling under her own choices. "Ethan," she whispered, voice trembling. I gestured to the seat across from me. "Sit." She lowered herself slowly, hands clasped in her lap. Silence stretched, heavy, thick. I didn't rush her. She needed this moment as much as I did. Finally she spoke. I lost everything, Ethan. My job, my reputation, even us." Her voice cracked. "I never imagined it would come to this." "I know," I said quietly. "You made your choices." Tears spilled down her face. I thought I could handle it. I thought Daniel would make life easier, more exciting. I never imagined the cost." "You imagined it," I replied. "You just didn't think about the consequences for anyone else. Especially me." "I'm sorry," she whispered again. "I truly am. I never wanted to hurt you this badly." "I know," I said calmly, keeping my emotions in check. "And I forgive you, but forgiveness doesn't mean trust. It doesn't mean we can go back. It doesn't mean I'm putting you back in my life." She nodded, sobbing quietly. "I understand. I wanted you to know that I regret everything." "Regret doesn't change the past," I said gently. "But I do wish you peace. A life without the chaos you created." Her lips trembled. Do you mean that?" I nodded. "I do. Just not with me. Your path is yours. Mine is mine." A silence settled between us, filled only with the faint scratch of the pen as our lawyer prepared the documents. She picked up the pen, hands shaking, and signed without a word. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. The divorce was final. When it was over, she stood, tears still flowing, eyes searching mine. "Goodbye, Ethan," she whispered. I nodded once. "Goodbye, Maya." She left, leaving the room heavy with emptiness but lighter than I expected. I realized then that I wasn't broken. I had survived. I had survived betrayal, lies, and heartbreak. And I was stronger for it. News from Daniel's side reached me shortly after. Ava and several others had come forward publicly. Lawsuits piled up. His reputation in shambles. The industry that once feared him now avoided him entirely. He had disappeared from view, a ghost of the man who thought power could shield him. I felt no glee, no schadenfreude. Only relief. Justice had happened. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough. Enough for me to close that chapter. Weeks later, I stood on the rooftop of my new apartment, looking at the city stretched below. The wind was cool against my face, carrying the faint scent of rain. I breathed deeply, feeling the air fill my lungs, thinking about everything I had endured. Betrayal. Loss. Pain. And through it all, survival. Liam had been right. Strength wasn't about revenge or rage. It was about rising again, standing taller, choosing your own path. I thought about Maya. The woman I had loved, trusted, and lost. I didn't hate her anymore. Hatred was exhausting, corrosive. But I didn't need her. Her regrets, her apologies, her collapse. They belonged to her. I could wish her peace, and I did, but I could also step forward without looking back. I thought about Daniel. The man who thought he could control everyone, who thrived on fear and manipulation. He was gone from my world. I didn't gloat. I didn't celebrate. His fall was a consequence, not my triumph. I thought about the man I had become. The man who stared at betrayal, who watched the life he thought he knew crumble, and who still stood upright. The man who could survive pain, heartbreak, and deceit, and not lose himself. I remembered Grace, Sophia, Liam, and Ava, the people who had anchored me, guided me, reminded me that I wasn't alone. Their support had been quiet but powerful, their belief in me stronger than any lie or betrayal I had endured. The city lights flickered as evening approached. I let my eyes wander across the skyline, the endless possibilities, the unknown future. A chapter had closed and a new one was beginning, not built on anger, not built on revenge, but on freedom. I whispered to myself softly, almost reverently, "I'm ready." The wind carried my words across the rooftop. No echoes. No answers. Only silence. Perfect, quiet silence. I took a final look down at the city, feeling the weight of the past lift slightly from my shoulders. Every betrayal, every lie, every heartbreak had taught me something. Pain had transformed me. Loss had made me stronger. Survival had made me free. I turned away from the edge, letting the wind brush past me one last time before I stepped back inside. The apartment was empty, clean, and my own. A fresh start waited. Life waited. And I was ready to walk into it, unafraid, unbroken, unbound. No revenge. No bitterness. Only freedom. Only the quiet power of a man who had faced betrayal, endured it, and now chose his own path forward. For the first time in a long time I smiled. And it felt like the beginning of everything I deserved.